Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the inaugural episode of the Escape Podcast Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed series. Our first episode here is pros and cons of a new game. And Neil, I think I've found a brand new game that I absolutely love.
The mothership is calling you home, Paul.
You know, honestly, I am a huge fan of Lego.
Yes, I know. I'm well aware of that.
In fact, I'm going to reach over here real quick. For my birthday, somebody got me an Emmett.
Oh, that is so cute.
So, you know, I absolutely love Lego, and I love Star Wars as well. So, you know, when I saw a game that introduced me to a 5-man squad combat game that I fell in love with in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I saw this and I'm like, oh yeah, I really have to thank Heinze for pointing out that this launched. I'd been hearing rumblings of this game coming out for a while, along with another one, but this is straight up my alley, and I'm so glad that it finally hit stateside. Our friends up north got it early. I think the UK got it early too. I believe.
Well, I mean, they don't seem to do global releases. They like to dip their toes in various different markets, and it would make sense for them to test a Lego game in the UK because Lego is huge. I mean, if you think Lego's big here, oh my god, Lego is huge in Europe. I mean, like massive. I mean, in the UK, we have Legoland.
Okay, it actually wasn't. It was initially in soft launch in Canada, Czech Republic, Malaysia, Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Philippines, Romania, Singapore, Sweden, and Ukraine.
I imagine that had probably something to do with the Lego marketing. They would have been like, where in the world is Lego the most popular? Let's try this game there first.
Yeah.
Which is the sensible thing to do when you think about it.
Oh, only in the Philippines was it available on Apple.
Oh right. Well, wasn't it the Philippines where this new Lego Star Wars one that still hasn't been released is supposed to be getting trial run at the moment?
The Force Arena, I believe it is in currently in the Philippines only.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the 5-man, man. This is right up your alley.
Yes, yes, it is.
You said to me you weren't a.
I'm not. You know, we're both Star Wars and Star Trek geeks, obviously. Mm-hmm. But you're the Lego nerd, and I'm not a Lego nerd. Yeah, you're a Lego nerd, and I'm not a Lego nerd. We've been playing around with a couple of, we've been looking for something, and we've been playing around with, is there something else that we can have fun with other than Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? And obviously we're also playing the Runes of Magic, but that's a PC game. This is kind of like bringing us back to the mobile game world with a slice of something new.
Yeah, definitely new. Let's real quick. Let's start off with some announcements that they gave this week. Yeah. People that are watching this, if you are not familiar with the game, go back to our our 54th episode.
Yeah, 54th.
Very end in the fourth segment, we basically break down this game. Initial impressions, and now this is purely for those who play Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed. I'm just going to call it Legacy for right now, unless the higher ups over there say, "Oh, call it Unboxed." But they had an issue last night for I want to say maybe 20 minutes where you couldn't log in. And we ended up getting some gems crystals for those who are unfamiliar.
Yeah.
But we got gems for that. Thank you for that. I was trying to log in to get a timed bag, so I could end up having one right at midnight. But last Thursday they announced that they're going to be doing a contest if you do a my own creation where you're showing these battles. You can win one of the very rare and very awesome Lego wooden minifigure. Dude, it's tall.
Yeah. Compare it in size to my Vader.
To your Vader.
Yeah, hang on, let me get my Vader.
Okay,
So that's a Lego Vader. So what we talking about in size comparison?
I'm gonna get the official. I'm gonna get the official size here from Lego's site. It's $120 wood.
Wow, really?
Yes, and it is. Oh man, accept the cookies. Yes. Give me the details. Details. I mean, this thing is...
Hurry up before he takes my head off.
Specifications, here we go. It's a 5-to-1 upscaled version of a classic minifigure.
Oh, so it's actually going to be probably going to be a little bit smaller than this then, I guess, would it?
It measures 7 inches tall, 4 inches wide, and 3 inches deep. So for you,
that's actually probably that's not far off this.
Yeah, it's not far off that.
So that's what you'll win, something roughly that size.
And these Lego minifigs, Neil, you can paint them. I know you like to do woodworking. This would be right up your alley.
You see, if it was me, I wouldn't paint it. I would, if it's wood, I would figure out what the right grain is, and I would stain the wood, like I do my Jenga blocks.
Well, okay, I'm going to tell you this. When we finish here, go look up Lego wooden minifigure. It's Lego piece 853967.
Mm-hmm.
It is the official wooden minifigure. It's amazing.
Oh,
now,
okay.
In addition to this wooden minifigure, you get a trip to Billund. You get a trip to Lego.
The actual Lego?
To actual Lego, yes.
The actual Lego company in Scandinavia.
To actual Lego, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So,
better hope it's a trip in summer.
Another thing that they, I mean, if you have any ability to go check out the site for Lego, you want to participate in this if you have the ability to. If you're good at my own creations or mocks, as us AFOLs or adult fans of Lego call them. Now,
what I'll do is I'll stick their location on my map of Europe behind me.
There we go.
For the next video.
All right. So, they did announce that they do have kid safety and privacy limitations in place, to where you can't buy so many refreshes, you can't buy so many impulse purchases, by saying limitations have been placed on in-app purchases and mission and shop refreshes to avoid accidentally spam purchasing content. That is for those 16 and under, or 18 and under in Russia. We'll get to that. You have that coming up in our pros and cons. You have some feedback on that.
Mm-hmm.
But what just happened a few days ago was that they said, people, this game has been out just about a week now, just over a week, I believe. And it was some of those who were in the soft launch, which, they had up to 3-month head start, were placed in the same arena shard as those who downloaded the game upon global launch. they discussed it, and they ended up in a stunning announcement today. Said that they're going to, if you put in a ticket and say, "Hey, I had this launch issue, or I was stuck in the soft launch arena shard," you can get transferred out of the soft launch arena shard, letting all the soft launch people, whale or non-whale, duke it out, and you'll get placed into a launch shard on
before the
Thursday.
12th of March.
Yeah, toward the middle to end of March, exactly. But you have until March 12th to submit that ticket.
Yeah. Do you know how many days I missed it by?
One.
I missed it by 1 day.
I'm in it. You joined after I did.
Yeah. 1 day. One lousy day. So I don't get to join a new shard. I have to duke it out in the one that I'm currently in.
Yeah, I'm sitting at 6,000 in the soft launch shard.
So yeah, you'll benefit from that. I'm in the 3,000, so you're definitely going to benefit from a new shard.
Yeah. But they also released a hotfix just yesterday, technically Wednesday, for those watching it. We're not live when we do this one, unlike our other show that we do. They fixed the Facebook crash. They fixed a crash on the inbox. And they also fixed the text overlap where you couldn't press redeem. You had to leave the store and go back in. So less than a week, and they fixed a few bugs.
Well, they're going to be quick. Hopefully they'll be quick with all of these. Hopefully they'll be quick with all of these bugs. A little bit of transparency also wouldn't hurt if they take a leaf out of CG's book and come up with a dev tracker so that people can report bugs directly to them and see how they get fixed. That'd be cool.
That's any game developer's book. It would be nice to see a dev tracker. It would be nice to see them use it. But you know what? They pretty much are transparent on their Discord. Mm-hmm. So that's a really, really fun thing. We've been talking to a lot of the community chat in the Lego Legacy Discord. It's been excellent. They have an area for looking for guild, for recruiting. They have a suggestion box. They have all sorts of fun stuff on that Discord channel. And in fact, they also have the announcements thing in there, so you would instantly see it instead of having to comb a forum or waiting for an RSS feed to pick it up. So, initial reactions past what you've done so far, Neil.
It's different. It's different, but it's the same. So it's a format of mobile game that I know, that I'm used to. So I'm not having to learn 1,000,001 different things. The UI is different, the format is different, the way that the game plays is slightly different, but in some aspects it's the same. So it's a squad, and you've got attackers and you've got healers and you've got tanks and you've got taunters and you've got buffers and you've got debuffers, so it's all of that, and you gear them up through the levels. And you've got two types of campaign progression, and you've got like a mashup campaign that's of progression, and you've got different events that last for X amount of days, and you've got arenas, and then there's a couple of different things in there. Whereas with other games, you would have like a leadership. And that leadership would be like the focus point for the synergy of a team. They have sets. Yeah. And you collect a set. So if you have like 5 pirates, you would use a set that synergizes your pirates. Or if you've got like city Lego characters, you would have a set that would synergize your city.
Use the lighthouse.
Yeah. and you can mix and match them, because you might have, you know, 3 city and 2 of another. So you would go for example, you would go for a builder's set, or so there are different that, and so unlike you would just like in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you've got like faction synergies, and then you've got light and dark side synergies and stuff like that. They kind of mix it up with lots of different ones, but lots of crossover ones, whereas so you don't get that much crossover with the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but you really get that. You get a lot of good crossover with the different Lego characters. So yeah, I'm liking the little niches, the little twists, the little differences, but the familiarity of the way the game is played is what's keeping me playing at the moment.
Right. And you know, we see that you know, you mentioned the light and the dark side. I'm gonna call the dark side the explorers. You know, the first one you unlock, because it's red. You know. The explorers have a glyph hunt. The light side, the builders have a Pip Town United. So it's 2 different stories on top of each other. The glyph hunt is an attack by a witch. Pip Town United is basically bringing together the master builders.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the mashup one, as you called it, the Monolith Waste. That is going to be your cantina.
Yeah.
And it even has red energy, so it works.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you don't get unlimited tries, if you will, but that's going to be your big farming location, is that Monolith Waste.
Yeah.
But we will get into that as well later on. You know, one thing that kind of hurts streamers in this case is the use of very licensed music. You know, we have I think it's Flock of Seagulls, Iran. You know, we can't exactly we can't exactly be streaming that on YouTube, so we have to turn the music off before we go and stream. But you know, that's you know.
Well, to be honest with you, I play the game on. I've been playing the game on BlueStacks, so, and I play it on BlueStacks, so I've already got the. So I don't know what any of the audio was, because I have my BlueStacks muted. No matter what I'm doing on BlueStacks, it's muted. So I have no idea what the music is that's playing in the background.
There's some awesome. It's got great music, but at the same time, you know, there's a Windows version.
Yes, you play the Windows version, don't you?
I play the Windows version. I play the iOS version. You know, I quite enjoy taking it anywhere, thanks to the Facebook Connect feature.
Well, I mean, I would play it. I mean, I would play it on my tablet, but my Samsung tablet is less than 2 years old. Right, it's less than 2 years old, and the game does not work on this tablet.
Oh,
doesn't work on this tablet. So it says that the app is not compatible with my device. So when I went into the App Store, it wasn't there. So I went online, looked for it, found it, tried to open it in the App Store, and that's when it told me that, you know, my device is not compatible with the app. So I'm just going to play it on BlueStacks.
All right, experience those crashes. There's a lot of people in the suggestions and player issues and bugs. They also have a place to report the issues. And you know, Abrox, Anna, Little Wooden Boy, and Marc Andre, they're all in this server, and they're talking to us, which is so amazing and so awesome. Anyway, let's take a transition scene here, and let's get and in fact, let's do that as we take a transition over to our pros and cons.
Right. So movie magic transitioned us from one to the other. Okay,
and now
so
we're into
yeah,
right. I believe it's going to be right over there.
yes, it's over to our right.
It's going to be right over there.
Yeah.
I'm now pointing, or maybe this, or I'm not sure, to our pros and cons.
Yes.
And we actually ended up with more pros than cons. I want to get that straight out of the gate. That we did have more pros than cons, but we wanted to just, for the sake of brevity, balance and brevity, both, I would say, we kept it to 5 pros and 5 cons.
Yeah. And I will say off the bat that the majority of our cons, even the ones that didn't make this list of 5, a lot of our cons are subjective. They're not really objective. So we tried to put we put all of the objective cons in that we could get in, because the majority of our cons were subjective. It was a con down to personal preference, really, wasn't it?
It was all flavor.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was all flavor on a lot of these cons. So what do you have popping up first here for us, Neil?
Okay, what I have popping up first in the pros is potential future is promising.
Yeah, there's so many untapped things that they're bringing. I believe Johnny Awesome. If you don't know who that is, you should.
I do not know who that is. Not a Lego nerd.
Not Johnny Awesome. Johnny Thunder. He is he's kind of the original Indiana Jones.
Okay.
For Lego. So it'll be great to see Johnny Thunder.
I want to see Emmett.
I want to see Benny. I mean,
yeah, I know you want to see Benny.
You see my collection of Bennies. I have Benny on my, dead Benny, ghost Benny right here.
I just hope that Benny isn't like Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We're 4 years into that game and they still haven't given it to us. I really, really hope that Gameloft don't do that to us with Benny.
Okay, so there has been discussion in this Discord that I keep talking about. All the characters that were created for the Lego movie are all owned by Warner Brothers. Not they're licensed by Warner Brothers. And they would have to get a license from Warner Brothers to use them.
Yeah.
That's why on the picture of Glyph Hunt, you do not see a little crack in the bottom of the visor for the 1970s something spaceman. That is not Benny.
It's not. It just looks like him.
Even though I tell myself it's Benny to bring joy.
Yes. Yeah. No. The future's definitely promising. I mean, I've got to say off the bat that unlike when they rolled out ships with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the vehicle and ship potential for this game is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge because they have a lot more. There's just a lot. There's so much that they can draw from. There's so much that they can draw from. So when they do finally get around to doing a ship's type, a ship's type edition or a vehicles type edition, there's just so much that they can do, and there's so many different genres. It doesn't just have to be one genre.
That's when they need Benny. That's when they need Benny, because the only thing that I can understand and get behind is a character popping up on the screen saying, "Do you want to build a spaceship?"
Spaceship. Okay, so the potential future is promising.
Yes.
You just got to get it right.
So what do you got next?
Okay, so we're going to go over to the cons. This is one of my big. This is the one that I made sure was in the list. The gambling mechanics in microtransactions. It's a new game So they could have done it differently. And what I mean by gambling mechanics in microtransactions is, and I want to say it off the bat, I don't have issues with microtransactions. I don't have issues with people wanting to, pay to speed up the game, pay to get a character faster, because I'm free to play all the way. And I understand that the only way that games can be free to play for me is if other people make purchases within the game.
Right.
But the gambling issue is I would just love to see a game developer do all of the microtransactions as fixed. Like you remember the $20 packs after a marquee, the $10 and $20 packs after marquee characters got introduced in Swuggo. You would get a fixed amount of character shards, and then you would get some gear, and you'd get a few other bits and pieces. That's the way I would love to see the microtransactions done in this game, but with more choice and more options. It's the pay this and you might get this. That I just don't like that. And because Lego is a kid's toy, there's going to be lots of kids playing this, and I do understand that they're putting in limitations on the amount of in-app purchases that can be made. It doesn't detract from the fact that it's still a gamble. So that's a con to me.
Okay, so I will tell you, I mean, I'm sure, Mr. Free to Play Frump, that you've seen the Bart pack. You've seen these packs that include set amounts. I wish they were, we'll get into this, but I wish there were more shards or tiles, as they call them in this game. But they do have that certain amount. They do have a pay X, get Y, not pay X, have a chance at Y.
Yes, but there is still there's still a gambling element to. I'm happy if they just do fixed for the entirety of this game, I'll be happy with that. And that take the stuff out where it's it pay X or spend X crystals, which obviously you have to buy, and then just get rid of the lottery side of things. I would be happy with that.
You don't have to pay to get gems. Honestly, they're giving them away like candy right now.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice if they did. It'd be nice if they did 350 gem refreshes instead of 250 gem refreshes, so that I could do some more farming.
All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's go to pro number 4.
Pro number 4 is better, though slightly, economy. I'm free to play. You're not, so this is more of a thing for you.
Yeah, the amount of gems that you get when you spend is definitely more. The amount of gems that it costs to do a premium pack or an explorer pack is less. So you are getting more for your money through Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed. So, but this does apply to you because, you were spending, if you ever do decide to spend these crystals on a pack just for kicks and giggles, because remind me what you did on the Horde account for a while. You went and got a 7-star Mother Talzin in your Star Wars game. Yes. Because you had saved up crystals in that game. So
yeah,
maybe
but that was a guaranteed full character. I mean, if they do something like that in this game, I will definitely save up my gems. I will hoard my gems to do that.
But Neil, that's gambling because you might get a 7-star, a 7-star princess, whatever I want to be.
I don't care. It's a fixed number of. You are going to get X amount. You are going to get a fixed number of tiles. It's the character that's random.
All right. But honestly, the economy in this game is is greater. They did the right thing. They tipped the scales. Now, it isn't the level that that I've seen in other games in the beginning, but once again, we'll get back to that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to tell people to stay tuned, but it pays off well in the end here. Number 4, you and I both experienced this. I think you experienced this more because you're using BlueStacks.
Yes. The UI is currently sluggish.
Yeah, I sometimes double tap because I'm not sure that I tapped something, and
I'm constantly left clicking to try and get to the next scene, because one click doesn't do it all the time. But I think that's why I wrote it down as currently. I mean, it's still a con, and it's an objective. It's an objective one. It is sluggish. There's no two ways about it. It is currently very sluggish. But we've added the currently because it's probably something that they'll be able to fix. Hopefully, the next time that they do some hot fixes.
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe not hot fixes. Maybe it'll be a title update on this one, because code is more back end than it is anything, or more front end than it is back end when it comes to these games. Mm-hmm. So when you'll probably see something down the line that'll make it better, because I've seen other games that have taken a much, much longer time to fix this same issue.
Mm-hmm. Okay, back over to the pros. Pro number 3: familiar IP and battle system, which I kind of mentioned regarding the battle system when you asked me what my first initial thoughts on the game were. So yeah, definitely a pro.
It's definitely a pro, because it's something that a lot of mobile gamers these days now look for in a game. Something, hey, I like X type of game.
It's turn-based. The turn-based game, the turn-based format is the most popular game format, without a doubt.
For me, it's Picross games outside of 5-man fighters, as they're called. You give me a Picross game, I've got so many on my DS over there. But 5-man fighter with Lego, it's not only familiar, it's very welcoming.
You're a kid in a candy store.
I'm just a big kid. It's true. It's absolutely true. But another thing that comes with familiarity is another one of the cons.
Yeah.
And that's the pacing of the start.
Yes. Strange bonus energy and bag pacing, and it is strange. It is very, very strange. It's weird. The pacing for the free energy and the free bags is just weird. It's probably strange because we've come from another turn-based game. I mean, it's Swuggo. Obviously, it's not a bag that you get. It's a chromium pack, and you open them and you get 5 free chromium packs a day. But it's only a 20-minute gap between them, so the pacing is quite good, because most people will play for an hour anyway, because they're doing the most people will play for an hour to 2, so that they can get their arena battles out of the way. So they'll play and they'll get all of their packs, and they'll open them all. Whereas this one, the bag opening, it's like one every 4 hours, which is just weird, because not everybody wants to log in 5 times every 4 hours. Some people just don't have the time to do that. So I literally open one bag.
Really diligent.
I'm opening one bag a day at the moment, because I'm only logging in and playing for for one period per day.
Well, you logged in twice today, don't you lie?
No, yeah, I logged in twice today, but I didn't open a second bag.
You lost that bag.
Yeah, I lost the bag.
You lost a poly bag, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
And I'm not also not getting the bonus energy because I'm not logging in, regularly. So I'm not getting all the bags and I'm not getting all of the energy.
But that's how a free to play could thrive.
Yes, I know, but I have other things to do. I'm enjoying the game. I'm not a Lego nerd, so it's not like I'm in love with the game. I'm just enjoying it. I'm having fun.
Let me turn off this alarm then. My 4-hour timer that tells me to go log in and get my bag.
Oh no! See, I'm not that much of a nerd when it comes to Lego. I'm not. So I would like to see I would like to see them do that with the bag pacing at least. I'd love to see. I would very very much like to see them reduce it to to 10, 15 or 20 minutes between bags, so that someone who does play like me has the opportunity to get them all. So I do hope that they take that on board and consider that as a quality of life upgrade that they do the next time because they're going to put together a bunch of quality of life things, and hopefully that's one that they include.
For me, the problem is the problem that I run into is that the double energy is first thing in the morning for me. As I'm waking up and getting out of bed, I get to work, and as soon as I get to work, the double energy is like, "Hey, come get your your yellow and your red energy," and I'm like, I have to work.
Yeah, I would like to see the double bonus energy after after you've got your arena payout,
or at noon when it's lunchtime.
Or at noon, yeah. There are two periods: a person's lunchtime and when they, when they're getting to the end of their arena payout hour. Because most people will be around playing and logged in around the end of their payout hour, so that they can get their arena awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to pro number 2.
Pro number 2: most things not level gated.
Yeah, so if you think that you could take it and you might be 2 levels low, you can still try your hand at it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are things that are Stargated. Stargate. But, things aren't level gated. So, that's one of the biggest problems. And, Gameloft, as long as you don't go and awesome gate things, because that's it's not GP, it's awesomeness level.
Yeah, it's awesomeness. Yeah.
As long as they don't awesome gate things, we're going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
But I'm enjoying the fact I beat something that required that I fought level 20 characters with my level 18 characters because they were geared and abilitied up.
Yeah, I'm missing on the abilities. My gear's good, but my abilities aren't. So I'm kind of I'm doing the stuff. I'm getting stuff done at the same level that I'm at. I'm currently at 22, so if I go up against 22s, I'm comfortable. But anything above it, like 23s, 24s, stuff like that, if it's the same number of characters as me, I'm good. If it's like 9 characters that are just above me on levels, yeah, I ain't doing that.
So we'll get to that. We're almost there.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let's flip to con number 2.
Battery usage. This is one for you because it's not one for me. This
phone heats up. I mean, I could even take it out of this thing and play the game, and this phone heats up like no other. And therefore, I can have a battery that's fully charged in the morning. If my wife is driving our carpool to work because we work at the same building, I can end up having 80% battery on a 20-minute drive because I've been Legoing. So,
is that what we're calling it? Legoing?
You want to call it Legoing?
You want to call it Legoing, do you?
We could call it Legoing.
Okay, we're calling it Legoing then.
All right. So it just gets the quick drain of the battery because of the heat that the game produces can be a problem. Solution: download it on Windows, play it on Windows, play it in small bursts. I don't know how it is for Android, but for iOS, it heats up quickly. So that's that.
Yeah.
Pro number one.
Pro number one, no sim tickets.
I don't have to earn a separate sort of currency in order to save time. All I have to do is gold trophy the battle, and I could sim it later.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gameloft. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I think they took a leaf out of Marvel Strike Force on that one, definitely.
Now, here's the opposite side of that, though, and this leads into con number one, which once again we have to talk about the fact that this is only flavoring. We come from a fast-paced world of Star Wars. They give you characters that are 3 stars right away. They give you, packs that you can buy that take it to 4 stars. It gives you all the gear that you want to take it to gear 5. So we've seen catch-up mechanics at an early stage.
Yeah.
I just wish characters
con number one
unlocked.
Yeah. Con number one, it is the initial grind is painful.
It is painful. Right now, as I speak, I'm still working on my hiker. I'm still working on Spaceman Reed, who I just call Red Benny, by the way. He will only be Red Benny whenever I talk about him. I'm working on my pirates because every little thing that I've seen is hurry, get your pirates. I'm going to be working on Castle next until I could finally go after the Holy Grail of Spacemen.
Yeah, no, I'm working on. I'm currently working on my. I'm currently working on my AOE's.
During this entire show, I didn't even bring over.
Sorry, what?
I didn't even have my little spacemen out there.
No, you didn't.
And you know what? And I also got to show those who are just finding out about us now, there is an official escape pod. I don't know if they can see it. They can see it if I kind of block out light here for a second. I can't do it. But there is an official escape pod. We'll take a picture of that sometime. You could show people that on the screen. But there's an official escape pod, Paul Anthony minifig.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm finding the initial grind painful. I mean, I'm doing a double refresh every single day, and I'm just not getting the gear, and I'm not getting the character tiles that I think. I mean, the RNG gods don't hate me that much. They don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I smite them from time to time, and they smite me back. But the first day of my very first day of farming, I mean, I didn't know that the characters that I were farming weren't particularly good. But I spent I did a triple refresh. So I did a 50-50 and a 100. So I got 300 energy on top of 300 energy. I got one character tile, one single character tile from 300 energy.
Because I'm getting about a drop of 40%.
So I'm nowhere near that. I really am nowhere near that. I've done, and this this does lead back to something that we didn't include. It was something that we didn't include in the cons. because I thought it was, which was the ability to you only do one or maximum when you're farming, and I like to be able to pick and choose, and that's one of the other reasons that makes the grind painful. Is you're either doing singles or you're doing the maximum amount of loot. There's no way to choose how much you want to loot. So I'd like to maybe do 5 of one character, 5 of another character, 5, but I'm having to do, the grind really is painful, and the drop rates just seem unnaturally low. And that, like I said, that might just be because the RNG gods hate me. RNGesus might have, just left me for dead. Regarding this game, he might be annoyed that I'm playing this game and not Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but I just don't think that the RNG gods hate me that much. So I'm finding the grind very painful. I mean, it has taken me a full week just to get the 10 tiles I needed for the crash test dummy, because I wanted to go for the crash test dummy because of all of the early free-to-play characters that you can farm that are taunters and tanks. He's the best one, so I figured I would go for him straight away. Well, and he's expensive, 14 energy, so he ain't cheap, and it's just taking forever. Others, for some reason, are going quite quickly, but you get them as bonus. So the Cactus Girl, I've been farming the Cactus Girl, and I'm farming obviously Red Benny as well. Goes without saying, I'm farming Red Benny.
I've made a burnt sacrifice in the form of Lego to the RNG gods for you. Hopefully tomorrow will be better for you.
Yeah, but some things, some gear pieces are easier to farm than others. I'm finding it's easy to get. It's easy to get bananas and it's easy to get pork chops, but it's really difficult to get skateboards, and it's really difficult to get coffee. So some are easy, some seem to come easy, and some seem to come hard.
Fish are the new stun gun.
Yeah, the fish are definitely the new. I need so many fish. It's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh! But even though we have the stuff, over there on the con side, 90% of our cons are all flavor.
Yeah, they are subjective cons. Yeah,
and all the pros are pros that definitely better a gaming community.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to that, if this is your first experience with the Escape Pod, we are a community-based podcast. We're here to voice things that maybe others aren't saying, or others aren't, if you don't think that the devs actually hear you and you're not just being a stick in the mud and complaining for complaining's sake, we are going to speak our mind. We're going to, talk about things.
Definitely, and we'll definitely do some cross collaborating with other content creators doing this game. I think top of our priority list has got to be Bricko.
He's already worked with Heinze, who is part of the Content Creators Network, the Escape Pod Content Creation Network.
Do we have to get the Aussies on?
Heinze, I mean, he showed me this game. I got
All right, well, I'll make an exception for Heinze.
Okay. And another thing, another person is Biscuit Weasel. He's loving this game as well. 5 out of 5 bennies for me. I said 4.5, but with the communication that I've seen inside their Discord channel, I've upped my 4 out of 5 to 5 out of 5. I'm ready to cover this game en masse. What about you?
I'll give it a 4 out of 5 because I'm not a Lego fanboy like you are.
You want to build a spaceship? All right, my friend. With that being said, we really appreciate you guys sticking here and watching this video. like and subscribe to us. We're making a push to 1,000. If we hit 1,000 subscribers, Neil will be donating his lovely locks as he does his whip around to Little Princess Foundation.
Little Princess Foundation. It's who I did it with the last time, and I'll be doing it with them again. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a UK-based charity that provides wigs for alopecia and chemo children. And that's a really, really big, important thing that we support here at the Escape Pod. And tons of other little things that we're doing around all the content creation that we do. And since this is our first episode, we'll also tell you, yes, as we mentioned, we do a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast Friday nights at 8:30. We react to streaming nerd television in the form of Star Trek and Star Wars with our friend Thaddeus from Going Nerdy on Sunday nights, times flexible, and lots of other fun stuff coming down the pike. But thank you for joining us for our first episode. It means a lot to me. Neil, do you have anything to say?
No, just tune in for more. Tune in for more.
Exactly. Thank you so much. And since this is Lego, I'm going to tone it down a little bit. I'm going to go from PG-13 to PG on my closing comment. Be nice to each other, darn it, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Nev, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.